Hello, and welcome to Monsters, Magic, and Mathrocks. I'm Anna. I will be your Dungeon Master for this Tal'Dorei adventure. Let's meet our players.
Hi, I'm Tegan. I'll be playing Jack.
Hi, I'm Ashley, and I'll be playing Bastille.
I'm Josh, and I play Nico Blue.
I'm Oz, and I play Adrestea Nimbus.
We also want to give a shout out to Joe for doing all of the incredible art for the channel. You can check him out at joerocksart.com, which we'll also link in the description. Okay, so it's been a while. Yeah, a little bit. So recap of what happened last session was basically just a battle. You teamed up with the gnolls and the herd and took down the Ravagers. The entire session was basically just the battle, and the end was you winning, going back to camp and getting a long rest so that you can level up. But I did say that we can retroactively roleplay if you had anything you wanted to do the night before instead of just moving on to the next morning, only because I wanted y'all to level up. I don't think there was anything pressing. You don't get to loot anything because the herd was promised the spoils. So basically, you just went back to camp, and I don't know if there's anything your characters would want to do, but there was no pressing conversations. It was kind of more if you had anything you wanted to RP.
I think at some point before turning in for bed, like during the revelry, because I'm assuming there'd be like some celebrations and stuff going on.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
I would like for Nico to pull Bastille aside for a moment.
Hello. Yes.
Let me ask you something of a philosophical nature, if I might. Have you ever been walking down the road, like in a town or something, and you see like an old lady in front of you, and just for a second you think, what if I tripped that old lady? What would happen? And you don't do it because you know it's wrong, but you have the thought.
Hold on.
And maybe not that specifically, but something like that.
He may not have a very high intelligence, but can I roll to see if he has emotional intelligence?
Yeah, I would say emotional intelligence would probably be a wisdom thing.
Okay. I'm gonna...
So just do a general wisdom check.
Okay, he actually did pretty good. That's a 19.
Okay, yeah.
Surprisingly, he's gonna look at you and he's gonna be like, those are intrusive thoughts and everyone has them.
Right, so that's not a me thing, alright.
No.
Well, that makes me feel a mite better.
However, if something keeps telling you, and it doesn't sound like a voice in your head that sounds mildly like you, and it's persistent, then there's something wrong.
That is food for thought. Alright.
Because that means that there's a magic spell.
Alright then. Well, I appreciate it, and you have a good night, don't get too drunk. Or do. And make your move on, what was her name?
No! No!
What was the orc's name? Or was she an orc?
Oh, right.
Half Goliath.
She's
a half Goliath.
She's a half Goliath.
Yeah.
I made a
Oh,
note
good.
that Kavu may have
Kavu.
been day drinking.
Kavu, that's it, yeah.
Kavu.
No.
Kavu?
I mean,
Kavu, I don't know.
I saw your jaw drop, I'm just saying. But
Look, It's not very often that I find someone taller than me and just as strong, if not stronger. That's what impressed me, because normally I'm the tallest thing here.
It impressed you, or it impressed you?
I have to deal with me on a daily basis. I don't need two of me. That is two of me.
That
in
is
one body.
Mighty fair. I must admit that that is
Would
something I understand.
Would you pursue a relationship with yourself if there was a female version of you sitting out there somewhere?
Probably not.
There is your answer. Don't get me wrong.
Is this theoretical alternate version of me? Is she hot?
We have different standards. Very, very beautiful. Very beautiful. Yes, and he's gesturing back to where Cave. I'm sorry. Well, how'd you pronounce?
Kavu's
Kavu.
who the fuck knows at this
Cave,
point?
where Kavu's at. And he's like, very beautiful. Don't get me wrong. But I have anger issues as it is. I do not need something encouraging that. I don't want to hurt other people. That is not something that I need to do unless I'm protecting someone else. And having too much of that around me could potentially make it worse. I don't need anger, I need calm.
So what you're saying is Bastille needs to work on Bastille before exploring any romantic entanglements?
Yes!
Alright then, well, I will make a mental note of that, and when you feel like you're ready, just say the word and I'll
Oh, not with that. No,
I'll,
no.
I'll speak to Kavu for you.
I don't want to be with Cave.
Alright then, I'll leave the issue alone.
Oh. As soon as he walks off, who's near him?
Who do you want to be near him?
I'd say he probably turned to Adrestay if Adrestay is close enough, and he's just gonna look. He's gonna be like, "Joke's on him. I'm bi, and I'm still not into that." He just walks off. Walks off into the party to find something else to do. Away from Kavu.
Jack's walking with Kavu, giving her a pep talk. It's like, it's okay. You tried. It was good. There was axes flying everywhere. And stuff.
Oh yeah, 'cause she missed like a dozen times.
Kavu's just sitting there, like, furiously knitting.
As this tiny human's trying to cheer her up, just making her madder.
She's like, no, she's like, yeah. Sometimes
she's rage knitting.
During the pep talk with like very minimal conversation from her side, it's like all just Jack. She finishes a scarf and then gifts it to Jack. Jack, like, here you go. Thanks for the talk.
Hug.
My God, we're a mess.
Yeah.
Generally, yes.
I don the scarf and I walk back to the group.
It's a very nice scarf.
I know, right? It was like so fast. Just really good at knitting.
Very impressive.
Bastille would be looking for a couple of the leaders of both of the groups if they're. I know they're probably not anywhere near each other.
No, and remember the Knolls don't have a leader per se. So Akaksa is your
guide of sorts.
The guide, yeah. That's the
Ambassador.
contact with them. And then Gardesk is the head of the herd.
Okay.
And actually, surprisingly, those two are together. chatting quietly away from the others, and it does not look like aggressive or
gonna come to
anything. It looks
blows?
like maybe they're working out some differences.
Nice.
Interesting.
As Jack would put it, more friends.
More friends.
I'm just gonna take off the glove that she usually wears on her right hand. Left hand, not right hand. I get it confused. And just kind of look at the her hand and just try to work. She's just trying to work out some. It looks like she's trying to work out some kinks in it. Thing is twitching.
Notice that.
The guest DM is trying to make an appearance. Here she is.
Yep. It's for them.
Hooray! First kitty of the new year.
Kitty. Thank
Goodbye, guest DM.
Hello, goodbye.
Do we know if they have any artificers amongst either of the gnolls?
Not that you know of, but you can make a perception check and see if you see any.
Perception is not the greatest. This is 7. That's a no.
Yeah, you don't notice any.
Could always scale Bastille to get a better view again.
It's the same height. Well, she's not the same height. She's 6 foot.
Oh, I mean, just to be able to see further. There are a lot of giants here.
This is
That's
true.
what
Yeah, a
that's
herd of
true.
there's a lot of Goliaths in the herd. So
What y'all do notice about her hand is that it's not the color as her skin. Like, it's a light blue compared to her purple. Oh, I actually had to pop out of my wrist when I just said that. Nice. Oh, good. Bastille, you're a little bit taller than me. Do you see anyone working with any tools?
What would that be? Perception?
yep, perception.
That is a 13.
So with the 13, you don't really see anybody working with anything. Everybody's just kind of celebrating. So there's a lot of drinking, there's some dancing going on, conversations happening, but you don't really notice anybody doing anything that's not celebratory in nature.
I think we're gonna have to wait till we get back into town for that.
This
Or
is
somewhere
the,
close to town.
It's like the Ewok party at the end of Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that's how I'm imagining it.
Still probably furiously knitting because that's what she does.
Yeah, you notice Kabu knitting again.
I'll have to look for one in town then. Stupid arms acting up. Ooh.
I've got to see if any of these people have directions to somewhere. I highly doubt it, but
Do we think it's safe to go back to town, Ethan?
see if they have any idea where we can get some help for you.
It's
Yeah.
fine. It's first time it's done this, but you know.
How long has it been since we left Westruun?
A little while because you went to Shadebarrow.
Hmm.
You did that whole investigation, and then you started to come back and got diverted here, and then had to talk to both groups and then do this thing. So I want to say like a week and a half or so, maybe even pushing 2 weeks.
She did say it'd be about 2 weeks before it's safe to be back there.
Mm.
Yeah, like if you go to Westruun after this without any stops, it'll probably be around 2 weeks since you left originally.
Do we want to check in with I need to go back to my old notes.
And
I don't remember.
while Oz is checking their notes, are there any like towns or anything around where are we Turst? Or just outside of Turst?
Yeah, so let me see if there's any towns around
Lisa?
Turst. Yeah, so Turst Fields, there's really not. About equidistance from Westruun, just in the opposite direction, is a city on a lake called Dryna. This map's hard to read when I blow it up.
Called
you just
what?
can
Dryna?
Drynaa, I think. The map gets a little difficult to read when I zoom in. Why am I zooming in on that? I have an actual fucking map right here in the book.
Alexa. I feel that though.
Yeah. Yeah, Dryna. Drynna. If you went north instead of going southwest to Westruun, slightly further is Whitestone. And that's kind of it on the main roads. If you went off road, because you'd have to go almost all the way back to Westruun and then north to get to Joran Village, which is up in the Umber Hills. And then if you just went straight south and ignored roads altogether, Zephra's down there in the mountains, the summit peaks.
Where's Kalesa? Do we want to check in with Kalesa and see if she thinks it's safe for us to return?
I will remind you, since it's been like a month since we played, you were heading back to Westruun when Kalesa messaged you and asked you to detour and do this.
Yeah,
we
been
should
two
have that.
places now, and not checked in.
I will check in with Kalesa in the morning and see if it is more safe for us to return than it was.
I mean, if someone decides to do something stupid while we're there, by all means, I'll throw them on their ass back out into the middle of the street, but I really don't want to deal with more puppets.
No, the puppets were a bit odd.
It's a bit much.
Very dangerous.
Obnoxious.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know about you all, but I am exhausted.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
So-
see if I can scare up some more of this meat before I head into bed.
Well,
Nico will just. I'm assuming we have tents.
Yeah. I would assume if I don't think y'all have any tents, but the herd has extra tents, and yeah, they would set something up for you to crash in. You're probably sharing one.
Nico would get very drunk before finally falling asleep.
Okay. Does he fall asleep in the tent, or does he get drunk enough that he might fall asleep out in the field?
You can have me roll for it if you want.
Yeah, let's do a Constitution save.
I'm gonna have to come find you.
Oh no.
It's a natural 17, so
Yeah, you make it to the tent.
You got a leg hanging out.
Close the tent. What are you doing?
One leg
Okay.
out the tent.
So if there's nothing else, we'll go ahead and do a long rest. And you wake up, so you can go ahead and, well, you should have already clicked the long rest because we did the level up. So yes, long rest, and you wake up the next morning. I don't know how late y'all stayed up, but I imagine most of the gnolls in the herd are probably still sleeping or are just getting up because they were up late. They're not in a super rush to get going, but the people who are up are like getting breakfast going and packing up and stuff like that. There is still a pretty big distinction between like here's the herd, here are the gnolls. They are not together, but you do notice occasionally like them checking in on each other. They're not as separate as they were before, but they're still, they've got years of rift to work through.
Good. Bastille, yeah.
Nico wakes up with an Andy.
Not the stick.
Yeah, not stick Andy, right?
Yep.
And where is Andy?
I probably just passed out, curled up, chin. They both could,
Jack, get your stick.
Oh no! Oh dear. Andy?
Hey, Nico. Got wood. Get myself out.
Yes, why?
Hey, wood.
You're starting to stir. Gardesk makes his way over, after you're out of the tent and starting to pack your stuff up. Gardesk will make his way over and thanks for the assist on that. Oh gosh, why did I not put that in my notes? Hold on, I gotta just go up a little way. I scrolled up into my notes too far, and it says, Riss is not a serial killer, I swear. Okay. The Dawn Mist, and we'll take care of the rest of the Ravagers and Turf's Fields. We'll make sure that there's no stragglers. They usually travel together, so I think this is probably pretty much it. So we appreciate the help. Next time you see Kalessa, thank her for sending y'all our way.
We appreciate you guys being willing to work together. I know it was a big ask in the first place, but I don't think it would have been as successful if both of you hadn't been here.
Yeah, I agree. Sometimes stories get passed down generation to generation, and you forget that the people they're about are right there, and you can just talk to them, ask. So we're gonna try to do that. See if we can't stop those stories and the rumors and judge them based on their actual actions and such.
Judge them based on the individual, not just the whole group for what one did.
Well, I mean, in our defense, it was the whole group, but
yeah, that's fair.
It was years ago, so. But yes, thank you again. You're up this way again. Feel free to stop by. We don't have a permanent spot, but that's one of ours, and I know some of y'all can talk in our heads, so just send one of us a message and we'll let you know where we're stationed at. But
can do. Thanks.
Was this Gardesk talking?
Yes.
Jack walks up to Gardesk and well, here's to teamwork, and I try and give a high five.
So it's visual here. It's a high five for you. It's a low five for him. His hand is like at his belly button. And you're like, ah!
Oh my god.
He's like, I forget how tall I made him, but he's a Goliath, so he's pretty
Oh.
massive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but hands collide. I was like, yeah, yeah.
Actually, to that point, because I think I have one space left for a name in my book for sending. I think. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
It's been a long while
I
since I had to
use
do it.
for my warlock, I have in D&D Beyond there's a notes section. So I have my tome and then I put the people's name in there who's in there so that I can keep track of who's in there.
I know Khaleesi's in there, and I know Granny D's in there.
Yeah.
I think I had one spot left.
Yeah.
Actually,
And you'll get a fourth spot in a soon-ish.
Will
'Cause
I?
My warlock just got a fourth spot, so
Interesting.
yeah.
Good to know, because there's 3 names right now. Actually, to that point, I'm just gonna hold out the book, hold out my tome to him. I'm not sure if you would like to write your name, but it works best if you put your name in it. And I can reach out to you if you need, and see if you need help next time we're around your area.
Yeah, sure. He scribbles down his name.
I'm trying to make sure he's writing it small enough to where it only takes up that one spot. Just a really small quill.
It really, yeah. It's like me holding a toothpick.
Yeah.
Not quite. That's a little exaggerated, but yeah. But yeah, he manages to write it in there. So you know his name. You can erase people from there. So if you have somebody in there but you need a spot, you can remove them and just add a new person. So for the time being, you have him as well. So
for the time being, I'm keeping Granny D and Kalasa just because they're points of contact and
yeah.
making sure that Granny D's okay.
Yeah.
While I'm thinking about it, Nico, do you want me to see how Granny D is doing?
Yes, if you would please, and let her know that we're going to be on our way back here soon.
Of course. So I am going to go ahead and send to Granny D.
Okay.
See if I can do this with 25 words. Okay. Granny D, we are on our way. We are on this is hard. Our way back to Westruun. Are you doing all right? I think that's good.
Yeah. That's like 15 words. So there's a slight pause before you get. See if I can do her accent because I always fuck it up. Oh. What? Hi there, Adra. How's my Nick doing? You taking care of him? I suppose I'll just find out when you get here. Make sure you stop by and see us, and don't let him give us all his money. That's where it cuts off.
You're not allowed to give all of them money, but she sounds like she's okay.
Yeah, she worries, but I gotta make sure that she's got enough to take care of everybody. So I'll give her what I can give her.
As long as it's not all of your money, according to her.
The hole in your palm when you're drinking. Yeah. That was fun.
It's fine. This is fine.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Hilarious. No, it didn't work. No.
Green screen.
Yes. Okay. Anything else you want to do in the morning before you start heading back? And are you heading back? Well, I'm assuming you're heading back to Westruun since you just messaged Granny D about it.
Oh, yeah, that was the other thing. Trying to send a message to Kalesa and see if we're safe. So one final sending. Kalesa, this is Adressea. Is everything okay in Westruun? Can we come back?
And you get a response basically immediately. She is used to getting the sending spell. Adra, it's great to hear from you. Westruun should be fine for now. I don't know about safe, but I would like you all to come back. I have some information and perhaps another job for you. We'll see you when you get here.
I totally wasn't just distracted by trying to stack dice. I'm gonna relay the message. So it looks like Celesta has another job for us. Not necessarily safe, but it's okay for us to come back.
Be like, okay.
Yeah, I did take my meds. That was her words, is that it's not necessarily safe, but we're good to go back.
Awesome.
There are gonna be more sewers.
I don't know. It's possible.
I do not want to go back down a sewer. I'm sorry. I will paint a giant target on my own back. You all can take the sewer. I can be the distraction up top if you need.
I think if we make a post haste to Kalesa, then we won't run into anything in town.
Give it a
Hey,
shot.
yeah.
Okay, so you gather your things and you head back down to Westruun. Since we just had a battle, I am not going to have you roll for the days and for watches and stuff like that. We are just going to skip to Westruun. It takes you like 2 days to get there. If there's anything your characters would have wanted to talk about with the others, like during watches or at the fire when you're all there together, we can go ahead and do that. Otherwise, we'll just skip to Westruun.
Is there anything from the ring? That's all I need to know.
The ring is oddly quiet right now.
Okay.
Comforting.
Yeah, I was about to actually like, that's trustworthy. That was my thoughts exactly.
I don't like that.
Jack will be doing nightly sessions with Andy and our language thing.
Oh my god.
Okay. Sorry, do you have something, Ashley?
Oh no, I was just yawning, trying to stop a yawn.
All right, so you get to Westruun and you go to Kalesa. Same procedure as usual. You get there, they escort you to her office, and you all sit down. And she walks in, not very shortly after you're brought in. She comes in and again, thank you so much for your help with Touched Fields. I've received some interesting communications from them, so I believe you've had quite the effect on the two. They seem to be talking a little bit, at least, so thank you for that.
We noticed it before we left that it looks like communications are opening.
Yeah, I don't know that they'll ever be close, but working together for the protection of Thirst and perhaps trade and such would be nice. So whatever your influence seems to have been beneficial. We are still investigating Shadeborough, and it is ongoing, so we don't have a lot of information. But it does look like the portals are deliberate. They're not something that spontaneously happened. It looks like they were created, but we've yet to establish any sort of pattern to if they transport out or bring in, and to which plane. So we are still working on that and figuring out who is responsible for creating them. If as I get more information, I will let you know. Your friend from there, Riz, has been actually quite a help. We also, unfortunately, have been doing some research into the Ravager group that is worshipping the Ruiner that you came across in the mountains. And their numbers are steady, but it does not seem like they are increasing from what we can see. And they are building something because they've recruited some artificers. This isn't exactly recent. Apparently these artificers have been with them for a little while, and I imagine that they are probably behind the influx of constructs that you've been dealing with. But we've put together, it seems like, if the pattern holds, the constructs that you've come across thus far have been gathering materials for the next construct in the line. So, we're not entirely sure what the end game there is, if they're just seeing what they can create, or if they're creating something deliberate.
An army? Of dummies.
Well, the constructs that they've done thus far, like, first of all, an army of constructs would take an enormously long time. It would be much easier to just convince people to come to your side. It takes a lot of time and effort and materials, and they're not very powerful as of yet. There are some that they can create that are powerful. So I don't think an army, but we're still looking into it. The person that was giving us this information has unfortunately gone silent, so we haven't heard back in a couple of days. We're hoping that they're just in hiding right now, and that's, that information will come forth. They did manage to give us some information about a local mine, a Durgar mine. They've had some of their people have been going missing, only to be seen later in these iron monstrosities by scouts who are looking for new veins within the mountains. They haven't interacted with them so far, which is what I've come to ask you all to do, is to go up to the Durgar mine in Joran village, speak with the people there who have seen these monstrosities, and perhaps look into it, see what they're looking for, what they are doing.
More iron mines. But... And... who's your contact that you lost?
Contact.
The one looking into the Ruiner, the Ravager group.
Ravagers.
I'd prefer not to say, just in case any of you happen to be captured by them. It's not really of import. If we don't hear back from them, we will, figure out if they are still in play or if they need to be replaced. They knew that it was a dangerous situation that they were getting into, so I hope that they are okay. But if they are not, we will figure it out.
Josh has a question. Nico
Yes.
has no reason at all to think of this. Josh would just like to know, how close are we to the apogee solstice?
Yeah.
So we are basically at around the same timeline as campaign 3. So it's probably, I want to say, 3 or 4 weeks away.
Huh.
Okay. Kalessa, not to sound greedy or ungrateful, but before we agree to take on this next mission, there is the matter of the reward for our previous mission.
Oh yes, I do have that for you.
Was, if my memory serves me, 800 gold apiece. Is that correct?
I do not remember.
Let's see. I did write that down.
Roll for persuasion.
Yeah, I actually cannot remember how much, if she even gave you a price on it. Okay, it was 800 was the marionettes, the puppets, and you didn't get the. I think you got 800 from that, but it was just a lump sum. I did not. I don't think I wrote down how much she said for. In fact, I don't know if we even discussed it. I don't think she discussed it.
I don't think we did, actually, now that you say that. Because I don't have any of that written down.
So, yeah, I'm going to have you roll a persuasion check. or deception. I'll give you your choice since it's not true.
Well, either one, it's a natural one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So she smiles at you, and I believe you might be getting a couple of the rewards a little crossed, but we did tell you we would give you a reward for your work in Shadebarrow, and you also did the work with the Dustpalm Knolls and the Dawn Mist Herd, so we do intend to reward you. And she hands over, reaches into a drawer and hands you each a bag, and within that bag is 500 gold. So you get 500 each.
Shinies.
It probably wouldn't be amiss to perhaps visit some stores, get some supplies for the mission in the mine. I am not entirely sure how long it will take you, because you need to go to Joran Village and speak with the Durgar community there, and then you'll have to find the iron monstrosities that are built around the missing Durgar, and figure out what they are doing, and then which I am sure it is, something that we don't want them to be doing, perhaps stopping it if you think that it's within your capabilities. Your reward will be reflected upon whether you bring us information or if you stop what they are doing. Do you have any questions about the new mission?
You said people were inside these iron monstrosities. Do you want them dealt with, or do you want us to try to save the people inside of them?
Obviously, if you can save the people inside of them, that would be the preference. However, we are uncertain if they can be saved, if they're even the same person. We don't know if it's the people who have gone missing. We don't know if it is them within the Iron Monstrosity, or if they have been changed, if they are undead, if the monstrosity built around them can be removed. We have no idea.
If
So
we
if
can
they
find one that's capable of listening to us and willing to, then we will try to bring them back to you.
yes, that would be greatly appreciated. Ultimately, we want to know what they are doing, because we do think that they are part of the Ravager group. The description of these, the Durgard within an Iron Monstrosity, within the mines, thus far leads us to believe that this is another type of construct, perhaps just with a living entity as its core, as opposed to crystals and such. So, our assumption is that they are part of the Ravager group. And so we would like to know what they are doing, and if at all possible, what the plan is of that group.
We can do that then.
Did the Cobalt Soul have they put the people from Crate Street up in this facility, or are they like in a safe house?
It was it was the inn. It was the
It was the inn.
dwarf,
That's right.
the dwarf something inn.
The musky dwarf.
Yeah, the
Musky
Yeah, it was the
dwarf.
musky dwarf.
So, yeah, I need to pop in there just to check in real fast before we go anywhere else.
We
before
haven't
we head
seen...
to the flamboyant fella's store.
Gilmore.
Gilmore's, yes, thank you very much. My brain just went, woo!
We haven't seen anybody from that Ravager group within the city that we know of, and they are no longer stationed by the farms and the mines to the east where you found them. They seem to have worked their way up north, which is towards Jarn Village. So you should be safe to wander around. We do have guards on the inn still, and we are protecting your family. But that is up to you if you want to just go to the inn, or if you want to sneak around and try to get there. I can certainly have one of our spellcasters put you in a disguise that will last roughly an hour. So you can go and pop in for a visit, and then should be fine to pop out.
I think we'll just be extra careful on the way.
Okay.
Not real keen on having magic done to me.
A disguise is a very good spell, though.
I'm like Dr. McCoy with the transporter. It's not happening.
I mean, I can always use makeup to disguise you in at least somewhat. Yay for disguise kit!
Just makeup
Same.
fur.
I mean,
I'm furry.
I imagine that a disguise
furry
kit in a
boy.
fantasy world would have like hair chalk or something equivalent, where you could dye your fur a different color.
Yeah, it's a magic stuff that you just go on your fur and change the color, change your general appearance.
You would still look like a tabaxi. Like, I don't think you could change the fact
Yeah,
that
it
you
wouldn't
have
change
fur.
your appearance.
You could be
Fur.
like a black tabaxi or a white tabaxi or a lighter, or have like gray streaks, or
Like some kind of calico or something.
yeah, calico. Like, you do something like that. But did you have any other questions about the mission to Jarn Village?
I think Join Village is get there, find the mine, find the type of constructs, who's making them, stop them.
And the constructs are inhabited by Duragar miners?
We don't know.
Yes, no, they are, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Durgard have been going missing, only to be seen later inside of
No.
these iron monstrosities.
So Duragar are subterranean dwarves.
Mm-hmm.
And generally, they're seen as villainous characters. Is this an aggressive group?
No, they are not villainous in this
In this, okay, so
this world.
good.
I don't know if they're supposed to be in Tal'Dorei in the setting, but in my version of Tal'Dorei, they are not evil. They are just
Cool.
subterranean dwarves. They just
Awesome.
they live in the mountains, so they're just slightly different from
Okay.
regular dwarves.
Cool beans.
I'll just let Kalessa know. Oh gosh, where was the mine? The first mine.
Directly east.
So they just moved up from that.
Yeah, it's the same mountain range. So they were
I didn't name that mine.
no, but if you look at the map, it's if you have a map of Tal'Dorei, it's by Mordoon mines. That's the approximate area you were at. And they were slightly south of Mordoon mines. They are now up higher north, and you'll see almost directly north of Mordoon mines is Joran Village.
Just remind Kalessa that the first mine that we went to was missing miners. So the Ravager group have stranger constructions, even though they left.
Yes, those miners have not been seen, though. We think that they possibly were killed or sacrificed or something of that order. We have not actually seen them in these iron monstrosities, but that is something that we are looking into, because this is not the first time miners have gone missing.
Wouldn't be completely illogical to theorize that the initial miners who were taken may be being used in a similar fashion as the Duragars.
Yeah, see, that is part of our reasoning for the constructs that you've come across seem to be gathering materials for the constructs you come across later. We didn't come across any of these iron monstrosities, but people have gone missing. So perhaps those were used in order to learn how to do this, and now they are doing that. The scarecrows that you fought were gathering iron, were they not?
Yeah.
And now we have these iron monstrosities. The dolls are the only ones that are outside the realm, but I do think that those were simply sent after you to get rid of you, as opposed to further whatever goal they seem to have in mind. It's tentative. We don't have enough information to say that this is what they are doing. It just seems to be a pattern.
Well, I know that we probably pissed them off royally, considering that we found one of the same kinds of spellbooks on the last group of Ravagers that we just dealt with. So, he's gonna point to whatever pin on the map that seems to be correlated with one of those, with that Ravager group that's closer, and say that one was a yes. So they might be scattered, but
yeah, the Ravagers in general are a bad bunch. But the group that is within the mines, they seem to be the only ones actively worshipping the Ruiner and doing something, building towards something. The other Ravager groups, while certainly not model citizens, have simply been doing their usual loitering on trade routes and attacking caravans and stealing their goods. We are keeping an eye on all of them just to make sure, because if all of the Ravagers decide to get together in like the cult-like group to the northwest, then that would be a problem.
So they're lacking organization. That's where the cultists are finding they're being leaders and making the Ravagers organized.
Yeah, the Ravagers as a whole are not an organized group. They are several groups who do similar things. They do not. If they were to come across each other, they would battle. They are rivals just as much as we are rivals with them. They just happen to be doing the same type of thing. They are criminal organizations, each one individual. So while they are all stealing and pillaging and such, they each have a leader who decides what they are going to do, and then they enact that, such as the one that you just took out by Turst Fields. They've decided that they wanted to go into Turst Fields and, pillage the city. What they did has nothing to do with the group that's to the south, who has simply been patrolling the trade route and picking off the weaker caravans who can't afford to have mercenaries with them to protect them. But they are highly individual. There is no communication. They are not after a similar goal. They are not like the group in the Umber Hills, who clearly have some sort of goal, even if we haven't figured out what exactly that is.
We have to find the person with the plan.
Yeah, because it's awful strange that we came across two groups that are kind of spread far apart that are acting the same.
Mm-hmm.
Because that tells me that somewhere along the line they are communicating and they are making a plan. And it could just be more than just the one up north. Because if that group down there had the same sorts of spellbooks and had plans, there's every chance they could have been working with...
Are you talking about the group that you just took down by Turst?
Yes.
All of the Ravagers have a variety of skill sets and things. It is not uncommon to find spellcasters within these groups. Them having a spellcaster with similar powers as the one in the Umber Hills does not necessarily mean that they are working together or have anything in common. It just means that both groups happened upon a spellcaster with evil within their hearts.
That's fair.
I don't remember. Was there something about... This is Josh asking. Something about the spellbook that we found on that one caster that, set off...
I don't think there was anything in particular that had to do with the same spells. I think it was just another spellbook.
I think they were just both wizards. That's all.
Okay. I couldn't remember if there was a
promised
marking
there
or a
was.
symbol or something on the book.
I don't think
It's
so.
been it's been a month since we played and we've been sick and had all kinds of things going on.
Were there any other questions for Kalesa about anything, the new mission, anything like that?
No.
I do recommend that you gear up a bit before you leave and go to Joran Village. Bastille, would you mind hanging back for a moment?
Bastille's in trouble. He got in trouble with the teacher.
I will see you all outside.
Okay, so you all step out like not far, like down the hall from her office is like the waiting room, for lack of a better word. It's just another area where y'all can kind of congregate until Bastille joins you. So after you all leave, she looks up at Bastille, and then she goes and starts digging around in drawers and stuff. So I made a little progress on the map that you asked about. I'm not entirely sure how accurate it is to pre-calamity. The information that we have from them isn't great, so it is very, very scarce.
Okay.
So she finally finds the tube she's looking for. Oops, that is not what I want. And she pulls that out and puts a map down onto her desk. I am dropping that in your whispers, if I can find it. Go.
Okay.
It's a world map. Like I said, it's very, very scarce. There's not a lot of labels on it, unfortunately. If you have, if you could direct us a little bit more to what you want, so we can perhaps fill in some of this areas. I'm not entirely sure. You just asked for pre-calamity, so this is the world as we're aware.
This is perfect. So we're closer to, and he's going to point to the one that's on the continent they're on.
Quasar.
So you've already got it marked here. Gordranus was what I was looking for.
Yes, it is no longer Gordranus, though. That city was destroyed, and it is now. DM is having a brain fart. Rosanna, thank you. I kept thinking Ukraine, and I'm like, that's not right. It is now called Rosanna, and is a thriving drow community. It's actually a very interesting city. It's completely encapsulated in a bubble of magic in order to keep it dim at all times. Being a city of drow, and it's out in the open, not within the mountains where they've usually resided. So it just kind of keeps the entire city dark, so as not to be as upsetting for them. Their eyes and such are very, very sensitive to the light.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. How much for the map, if you don't mind me asking?
Yes. For you to keep the map, it's 50 gold.
He'll push the 50 gold over. I appreciate it, thanks.
If you do need any more information, a little more directed, I could give you, what I can. We do have more information about some of these locations, but, being uncertain is what you were looking for.
That's fine. Give me a bit more time and I might be able to help you out with that. At least as far as I know. On a different note, be careful with those portals, by the way.
Oh yes, we are not going through them, so we have a group of spellcasters there in the Shade Barrow, and what they are doing is, as they pop up, they are tossing highly individualized coins into the portals, and then doing spells in order to locate those coins, and that's how we are figuring out where they are dumping to. Actually, we had my last communication with the group, we had one that did a time jump, which is quite interesting. But it's the only one thus far. The others seem to be in the same time.
Well, There's one that I know might pop up that might be the one that I came through, so just a heads up, there's vampires there.
Noted. Okay. I don't believe we've had that one pop up.
Fingers crossed you will never have it. It's one less headache that I would much rather nobody ever deal with, so yeah. But I appreciate it. He rolls the map up, but he rolls it up really, really tight, and then he shoves it inside of his shirt.
Okay.
Like, it's not going in a pocket.
Well, good luck.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks. And he's gonna very awkwardly stand up and then walk out. Are we ready to go?
I think next trip is Gilmore's.
Good, yeah.
I need to
We
make
need
a
to do
pit
that.
stop at the Musky Dwarf before.
Right.
That's a bad thing.
Okay, so you all go to the Musky Dwarf.
Musky Dwarf first, and then to Gilmore's, I guess.
Mhm.
So it's easy enough to get there, even if you do sneak around a bit or try to hide.
Yeah, I would take a very circuitous route and be very alert as to
Okay.
whether or not we're being followed.
Okay, so I'm gonna have you all do like a group stealth check to see if you blend in enough with the crowd that if anybody happened to be watching, they wouldn't see you.
16 for me.
19 total.
That's a 12. Not bad, but also not the best.
Jack?
A big ol' 4.
No!
Okay.
That tracks.
Yeah,
Look at all my money!
Just walking along, jingling it. Here's all that gold. Just like
Look at all
Lucy
this
and Charlie
shiny.
Brown. Nickels, nickels, nickels. I love the sound of clanging nickels.
Okay, so yeah, you get there. You think you did a fairly good job. I mean, Nico, you noticed that Jack's not exactly the quietest, but also, you don't really notice anybody noticing you. So you arrive, and now are you going straight up to Grandma D's, or are you gonna stop in at any of the others?
Unless Grandma D is like down in the bar, I would go right up to whatever room is hers.
Let's see. I think she's probably in her room right now. So,
Just give it 2 knocks and then open the door and go in.
okay, yeah, and you find her just sitting reading the book that you brought her, and she sets it. This terrible book manner. She takes the book and just sets it page down.
No.
Josh's heart breaks a little bit.
Yeah, mine too a little bit, but it felt like something she would do. Oh, go.
Hey, Grandma. How have you been?
And she stands up to envelope you in a hug. Hadra said you'd be coming by.
Yeah, we had to stop at the Cobalt Soul first, but we made it back okay. Had a couple of harrowing experiences, but everybody's fine.
She pulls back and kind of holds you at arm's length. And is like, well, let me look at you. Harrowing experiences, and you're okay.
Yeah, my coat's seen better days. I don't think I've got enough scrap leather to fix it. I might have to pick me up a new one. We're going shopping here in a few minutes. Maybe I'll see if I can find one at the store.
Yes. We actually still have some of the money that you left us last time. So
Oh, you don't have to. I just came into some more. So as long as you've got some left over, you just hang on to that, and I'll hang on to mine. And You're doing okay money wise.
Yeah. You know, the twins are bringing us some too, so yeah,
All right.
we've got a surplus, and first time in a long time, actually.
Okay then. Well,
Yeah. I want you to keep yours. You're doing important work, and I want you to be taken care of. You take care of us all the time. We need you safe. If anything happened to you, who'd take care of us?
that's a fair point, Grandma. So I'm doing all right, and we do have another mission here coming up, so I'm going to be heading out probably later on today. So if there's anything that you need, let me know so I can take care of it before I head on out.
Well, I don't think there's anything that we can't get for ourselves, but you happen across another gem like this, and she holds up the book. Pick that up. I've read this 3 times already.
Which one is it? Is that the Tusk Love one or the other one?
Tusk Love.
No.
It's Tusk Love.
Because I gave
she
her
holds it
2,
up.
didn't I? I gave her both of those guys' books.
Yeah. That's the Tusk Love is the one that she's enjoying.
Right. I'll look around, see if I can't find if maybe there's a sequel or something.
and you just take care of yourself too. Make sure Adra keeps checking in with me and letting me know how you're doing.
All right then. Well, since there's nothing else you need, I'm going to head on out, and daylight's burning, as they say, and hopefully I'll be back soon.
Right. You keep yourself safe. Get you a new jacket. Get you some things to help you out on this new mission.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. And she gives you a kiss on the forehead before she sits back down and picks up her book.
And I head on out.
Okay, so are y'all going to Gilmore's now?
I think so.
Okay. So, yeah, you walk in, and Gilmore is there, but he is with another customer at the moment, helping them. So you're free to kind of like browse for a little bit. There are way too many magical items for me to know what to put in his store. So if y'all want something in particular, let me know. I will look it up, and if I think it is something that he could have, I think Josh is the only one who sent me a list of things that Nika would like.
I will definitely ask Mr. Gilmore if he knows of any large gems in stock, specifically diamond.
Oh, well, I carry plenty of magical items, but not so much the supplies one would need for some spells. If you're looking for diamonds, you would probably want to check out one of the jewelers in town and see if they had anything. That's not something that I carry.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
I don't think Nico is comfortable buying any of the stuff that I sent you on the list yet.
Okay.
That's too strong a magic for what he's like.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at, and I was like, ooh, would he even use any of those? Maybe the glove.
His boots of speed and the amulet he has, that's about as much as he's comfortable with.
Right.
What Josh is looking for is like a +1 leather armor, but just like we can call it like a reinforced coat or something. It's like a reinforced coat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm good with that.
And basically it'd be like a heavy leather that's been like dyed um, like a dark purple.
Okay. So yeah, you wouldn't even have to ask him for that. Like, he has sections. It would not be hard for you to find the jacket section and find a jacket matching the description of what you want.
It would be like a long like trench coat, like what Nico wears, just
dark purple.
dark purple
give
and
stats
not
of
torn to
Under Armour.
shit.
Yeah, no, it would be nice and shiny and new. And I'm gonna say, I don't even. Trying to look up to price it, because I don't really usually price how it's actually supposed to be priced. I'm thinking 25 gold. Does that sound about right for a +1, or is that too much?
I would probably price it closer to like 200 to 500 is what I would price it at.
All right, so we'll do 50.
Okay, all right then. I'm not gonna haggle myself any higher than that.
Yeah, no, I
This
want
is
to
drog
have money to
haggling.
price it. Yeah, I should probably keep track of how much I'm pricing stuff, because I know, like, I didn't price potions as high as they should be, but I don't remember what I priced them at. So
I think the standard you still priced it at 25, but the greater,
yeah,
which are usually like over 100, I think it was like 50 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, okay, so we'll do 50 gold for the jacket for you. Is anybody else looking for anything in particular besides the health potions? Because we'll do health potions. There, okay.
I only sent the 3 that I think might be.
Okay, let me look about that amulet. The other 2 are not things that he would have.
I figured.
Yeah.
The ink would probably be hard to find.
Yeah, you would have to go to somebody who does that.
Right. I'm gonna add Thieves' Leathers +1 to my inventory. That is the +1 leather armor that comes up when I look for it, and it is a +1 bonus to my AC, and I have advantage on stealth checks. So maybe mark that at 100 gold instead of 50, since it has like a bonus.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
That's fine.
Add that item.
Alright, so the Bastille. Amulet of Health. I would say it's, he's got like a display case of amulets, and they're labeled and stuff. You can find that fairly easily. I'm going to say that that's going to run like 200 gold.
Okay.
The bracers. I'm going to put those at 200 gold as well, and they are also within one of the display cases.
Okay. Their armor or shield. I'm trying to see if he even has armor on. I don't think he does. Because he can use that. He was looking more at, like, who is our squishiest person in the party? Is that Jack?
I think so.
He was looking at the Amulet of Health.
Amulet of Health is attunement, and so are the bracers, by the way.
Okay.
And so's my disappearing amulet. Detection amulet.
Uh-huh.
Okay, we can be attuned to 3 items, but I've already got the bear. He'll ask if any of you want the Amulet of Health. Or if any of you feel like you need it. But he'll get the bracers for sure.
Jack's just focused on getting something else.
Yes, what is Jack looking for?
The jeweler. So this is after.
Okay. As for potions, he has 4 regular healing potions, 3 greater and 2 superior available.
Whoa.
Price wise, regular health potions are 25, greater are 50, superior are 100.
I'll buy the group of regulars. Because everybody's been buying the potions.
Okay, so mark off 100 gold for that.
How much were the greater healings again? I'm sorry.
50. And there's 3 of those available.
Egg.
Okay. I'll get those.
Okay, that's 150 gold.
Ta-da.
Why? You get a potion. You get a potion. You get a potion. Oh, and Anna and I found where my greater healing potion went.
Yes.
Oh. Nico, you have a greater healing potion in your inventory.
I thought I used it.
I gave it to you after
Was
the
it
Banshee
after?
fight.
Okay.
Oh god. You know, I just realized I have 3 potions of healing in my inventory still.
Oh no!
Nice. What, I'm making the healing potions available because y'all don't have a whole lot of healing power. So I want to make
And we
sure...
we have two that are considered group healing potions too. Like the standard healing potions, but they're group items.
Yeah. So I'm making sure y'all have plenty of healing potions available, so you don't have to use spells if you don't want. Anything else at Gilmore's?
No.
Okay. Gilmore can give you directions to the closest jeweler to go there. What are you just looking for the 300 gold diamond for Revivify? Okay, yeah. They've got something that'll work for that.
Perfect. It doesn't have to be one. If it's in a
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think it has to be one solid. So, like, you just need 300 gold worth of diamonds. You can find that. No problem.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Gilmore. I'm gonna go find shiny, useful rocks.
Not a useful rock.
Funny for rocks.
She's not from here.
I've gathered.
Oh. This is gonna be a long trip. It's gonna be even longer dealing with them. Not you guys, I'm talking about them.
Anything else you want to do while you're still in Westruun?
I think Bastille's good.
Adra's good. Did I forget my character's name for a second? Maybe.
I just made sure that Andy didn't raid the bar. No!
Andy only gets a little drunk.
There's a twig wandering around Westruun right now. He's vibing.
I am Groot. Okay. So, you all gear up and you head out. So you are going to Jorn Village. That should be in DM drops. You should see Jorn Village is cut off there on the most recent map, but you can see you start heading up towards Turst Fields, but then at the first intersection you go north, and you take that Black Valley Path or something like that. The name's partially cut off, of course. Yeah, Black Valley Path. So you take that up, and it leads you up to Jordan Village. The Ravager group that was in this area, y'all defeated at first. So there is nothing on the way up there that is going to pose any sort of challenge for your group. So we're not going to do rolling for that. But it'll take 2 days to get up there. So you'll have one night's watch or rest if you want to do any RP once you all get out of Westruun and stuff before you arrive at Joran Village.
During travel, there will be more horses. Shorten the journey by a touch. One horse that seems to appear beside Bastille all the time. Looks like a pink donkey for some reason.
Well, why?
Oh, no reason. Just,
I don't believe you.
Just tap your ass and follow on, okay? Old joke, sorry. Throwback.
This is awful. Bastille's gonna tell god-awful jokes the entire way there.
Amazing.
He's also gonna try to pull out the map at some point when they do take a rest to try and look it over. He's not really gonna try very hard to hide it. There's really not much on it to point out. So
Yeah, it's pretty scarce.
yes.
So I would say, like, since Bastille's not trying to hide it, if any of y'all, like, you would all at some point see that he's looking at a map. So I'll leave that up to you if you decide you want to inquire about it or not.
Is that the map you were asking about before?
Yeah, it's a little scarce.
What's scarce? And old.
Crusty.
The map itself is actually new because it's something that they drew from old maps to give to him. Yeah, so the map is pristine. It's just
Doesn't have a whole lot on it.
Well, it's also old in the sense of the names.
Yeah.
That's Rosanna now, isn't it? Pointing at Gordranus.
Yeah. That's Gordranus. I was kind of hoping that I'd find it on an easier map, but obviously I've not.
Is that where the Everlight lives?
No, it's Drow. Dark Elves.
Oh. Those guys.
It's better than what used to be there.
I wouldn't know. My tribe didn't go very near there.
Well, in the what do you say is over there now? Roshona?
Persona.
Persona. Still bad with names of places. Still very disorienting. It's weird. Just ignore me. He's like trying to make notes above the city name.
To drop that map in the DM drop so that everybody can see what's on there. Address, since you grew up in Wildmount, you would also notice that Dominus, that does not exist anymore. So the continent below Wildmount, that's not there anymore. This is Shattered Teeth now.
And she's gonna point out that doesn't exist anymore. At all. I think.
I'm sorry, what?
That doesn't exist anymore.
Like the place or like the whole island? What the fuck?
I don't. There's a lot of stories about what happened to it, but I believe that's the Shattered Teeth now.
How does something make an entire continent?
I don't know. I don't remember any of the stories.
This water isn't strong enough.
The other thing that you notice, Adra, is that Gwasar, which is Teldore, and Wildmount are connected by a land bridge. That's not there anymore either.
That's very interesting. The Alabaster Sierras, I didn't realize they used to extend as far as they did. They don't anymore, to my knowledge. That used to be a land bridge, apparently.
Whoa. Oh.
So all that's just gone.
I mean, the terrain of a world changes over time. How old is this
map? He's just gonna look at you for a long second. He's like, old.
Define old. If Dominus is there, this has got to be ancient.
Gonna kind of get quiet for a second. And he's just going to make a mark on the map where that little land bridge is no longer. That way he said, like, adjusting the map. He just, like, outlines it and just puts not there. And he just writes, entirely gone on the other island. And all this handwriting is god awful. Yeah, it's old. He's just gonna start trying to rapidly roll it up. Old, very old.
If you want, you can roll a history check to see if you can figure out approximately how old the map is.
I'm good with that. 25.
Fuck.
You would guess that it is probably at least like 825 or 800 like 840-ish years.
That's old.
Yeah. Because you know that the things that are on there, specifically the continent that is no longer there, was destroyed during the calamity, and the calamity has been over for 836-ish years. I forget exactly what time we are in, but I want to say
I think it's 8:43 at this point.
8:43. So yeah, so you know that the common time is post divergence. So you know that the calamity ended 843 years ago. So this map is from sometime prior to that. Since you don't know when exactly that continent was destroyed, if it was destroyed during, because the calamity was 150 years.
Yeah.
So you don't know when during that time frame the continent was destroyed, but you know that it's at least like 843 years old.
Just looks the map, looks Bestial, looks the map, looks Bestial. Oh, it's that old!
Mm.
I'm not going to ask.
I appreciate you not asking.
I mean, to be fair, I couldn't really tell you anything anyway, because, again, don't really have much memory from childhood time.
I was on a different plane.
Not I wasn't alive yet. I was in another plane. That's so very Jack.
Bastiel's gonna blink a little bit, and then he's gonna. I feel that on both levels, but he's just gonna reach over and pat Jack on the shoulder. He's like, "You didn't miss much."
Sounded like I missed the Earth moving.
If it's what I think it is, you missed a lot.
This is like War of Gods,
Yeah.
essentially.
I read like one chapter of that book. I didn't get very far.
Not.
It's not,
I hope you never change. And if you do, I hope it's in a good way.
Mystery.
Anybody else doing anything during this travel time?
I wanted to see if I noticed Nico playing with his ring more.
Perception check, and then Nico, you get to decide what kind of roll, if he's hiding it or not.
Okay.
I noticed it in the market. I just want to see if there's a more frequent fiddling. Oh, that fine. Perception.
Mm-hmm.
18.
It's right now almost constant. Just twirling it, spinning it on his finger.
So different from the first time I met you. It's now just a worry ring.
DM.
Okay.
I mean, that's up to Jack's interpretation why she thinks he's playing with the ring.
I just get it down that he's.
You notice that he's
something.
he's playing with it more than he used to.
Yeah, it's a fiddle,
Yeah.
and so I know there's something on his mind. I just don't know what.
And the ring has been very quiet. Like, you haven't heard anything since the last communication.
And between Josh and the DM, that would be why he's fiddling with it. When the ring gets quiet, bad things happen.
any other things that y'all want to do? No. All right, so like I said, it's just one rest before you get there. During that rest, Nico, your ring has been quiet, but while everybody else is asleep and you're just kind of sitting there fiddling with it on your watch, that familiar voice creeps back into your mind. Perhaps you're right. Your friends, perhaps they could be useful. Perhaps you're not going to die up in the mines because of their silliness. I think you should continue.
Now, let's be very, very clear on one thing. I suppose, for the moment, I belong to you. They don't. If you want to play this game, we can play. My only rule is, you don't touch them.
Well, I can't touch anybody. I am merely trying to advise you, to tell you what you should do and what you shouldn't do.
I
But
know
you don't listen
exactly
to me, so...
what you can do and what you can make me do. Not them.
I am not the one leading them into danger now, am I?
Well, you think I'm leading?
I think you haven't spoken against it. But I actually agree this time. I think you should go into the mines and see what's in there. It should be fun. And I think you should stay with these friends. I think they'll come in useful and handy.
Nico doesn't answer.
I
Feel-
felt your feelings. It's okay. Sleep now.
Feel like I should be yelling stranger danger.
Right? Creepy fucking lady. I just have her down in my notes now as ring lady.
Ring lady.
No.
Amazing. So you get there without any complications or anything. And we are going to end with you arriving at the Durgar mine, Joran Village, which is built into the side of the mountain. And it is like probably dusk when you arrive. And that's where we'll pick up next time.
Cool.
All right, that is going to conclude today's session. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you next time. Bye!
Bye.